Good afternoon. This is Hope Roski with The Wedding Show. Well, I've had an opportunity to take a look at some of these pictures that you're going to be seeing soon, and now I'm starting to salivate. Oh, poor me, because I have Bebe the Baker on. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
I am so glad that you are here because your creations are absolutely magnificent. You have been creating cakes for how long now?
Well, selling to the public, not quite 5 years, but I've been baking for a long time for friends and family, just making like sweet tables for like graduation parties, and that's actually how I got started. I did a sweet table for my daughter's 8th grade graduation party, and then from there, people were asking me, "Can you do our kids? Can you do this one?"
And then it just continued,
Yes.
and now you have a full business. That's wonderful.
Yes, I kind of strayed away from the sweet table and focused more on just cakes because I really loved the decorating aspect of it.
So cake decorating, and I remember taking this as a summer school class, you really have to be artistic to do this because it's not just squeeze the frosting. There's a whole method to it. Tell us a little bit about your process with cake decorating.
Well, it depends on what I'm using as inspiration. So, for instance, I look up some things on Pinterest, pictures that I like. One of the pictures that you guys have here that we're going to show in a little bit is of a punch embroidery pillow. And I loved that.
Oh,
so
I bet.
took it and I put it on a cake. It took me forever. My hand hurt.
Oh, I'm
My
sure.
cramped hand. But I just really love creating art on cake.
So, as you're doing cake decorating, you have the sheet cake and then you have the round cakes. Which one is there one you enjoy doing the most or
Well,
find most
sheet
challenging?
cakes are definitely easier
Right.
because you can just write or do your decorations on there, where as opposed to trying to do something on the front of a cake and then the buttercream just kind of falls and you have to start over, scrape it off. But I actually don't do a lot of sheet cakes. People don't really order those, so mainly I do the round cakes.
And how many layers do you typically use when you do your cakes?
Average size is about 3 layers, 2 layers of filling, 3 layers of cake. But if people order like a double barrel cake, for instance, then that would be maybe like 4 layers or even 5. So you could do like the cake, put some dowels on the bottom, put a little cake card, and then stack again just for stability so
Right.
it doesn't bulge on the side as it comes to room temperature and that sort of stuff.
So, as you do this and you have people requesting different flavors and things, what are some of the favorites? What are some of the popular picks?
Definitely the chocolate cookie butter is the fan favorite. Vanilla cookie butter is also kind of neck and neck with that one. Lemon raspberry, lemon blueberry, carrot cake with maple pecan. That one's probably...
So this isn't your typical chocolate vanilla. This has a little bit more, obviously, of a creative and unique flair. And you're baking these cakes from scratch, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. So how long does it take you, let's say you're doing a cake for maybe 100 people, how long does it take you to actually get it done from start to finish?
Hours.
No.
I should set a timer one of these days.
No, I
but-
mean, well, and the thing is people look at these price of cakes and they go,
Yes, it
wow, but
takes-
they don't realize it's not, there's a series and a way you do this
Yes.
and a process, and it takes time, and
It
it's a
takes
form of
days,
art. Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So let's take a look at some of your works of art, because it's just out of this world. Tell us a little bit about this cake.
This one is probably one of my favorites. The client asked for something different, so she wanted a concrete look on the bottom tier. She wanted a textured white middle tier, and her colors were terracotta and a lot of pampas. So she wanted me to include that in the cake. I added some of the toffee colored roses and just a little bit of the pampas grass and things like that to incorporate to match her wedding. I loved that one.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
And this was kind of her idea that you put into play then.
Yeah, she just threw some ideas out there. She showed me her bridesmaids' dresses. Sometimes I ask for like the invitations, just anything they're going to use for decor, and then I just kind of go from there. and she actually took one of my old cakes, a picture of one of my creations, and said I would really like to incorporate that, which was the concrete cake.
That's wonderful. Well, see, that's great. You know, you're working together to have that amazing creation. Let's look at, oh my goodness, look at this one.
See, I love that people choose, they're bold with their cakes. My clients anyway, I love my clients. They choose not your traditional white cake. So for this couple, they're just the coolest couple, Sydney and Ben. And they actually just sent me pictures of like their mood board and what they wanted. And so I ended up doing like a charcoal gray buttercream. And then I went back with some metallic luster dust and I just put it on top of the buttercream so it could kind of match the theme of the whole wedding. See, these ones also has the toffee roses on there.
That to me, when you say toffee roses, I mean, it's just... I'm having a hard time containing myself right now. I know, but it's incredible. Tell me a little bit about this, because this is a little bit different here.
Yes, so this is was for a friends of mine, and it was a hacienda themed anniversary party.
Oh.
So I did the terracotta on the bottom, and then I did some type of stenciling on top just to kind of match the hacienda theme. And I love the way it turned out, and it's actually a lot more sleeker. So it was a 7-inch double barrel with a 6-inch double barrel on top. Normally they kind of downsize 2 inches. So for instance, it'll be like an 8-inch with a 6-inch. This one was just 1 inch apart, so 6 and 7, and it looked taller, looked a little bit more elegant, I guess.
So one of the things, and I'm taking a look at this. Some of these the things that you're putting on there are more 3-dimensional. That's correct.
Yeah, I love that. I love texture. You know, partly because it's really hard for me to get a super sleek cake. But then as I was creating, I just saw, or I learned that I love that textural part of it. So like this one is the one that I told you about, the punch embroidery. If you zoom in, you can see that I got like a little silicone brush, and on the background of the cake, I kind of just swiped up, swiped across, and I made it look like linen, kind of like the pillow.
It's incredible.
And then I drew the little,
So have you ever thought about entering a cake decorating contest?
I've been asked a couple of times, like from Food Network and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm such a perfectionist that I feel like I would just choke or something. I don't know.
I don't think you would. And I mean, I tell you what, from what I'm seeing, I'm looking at true masterpieces here.
Thank you.
This other one right here, I love. I mean, and it's interesting because it has a black base to it.
Yeah, that's different.
And how often do we see that? I mean, you don't see black as being a base. It's always typically white or something to that effect. Tell us a little bit about this.
This was actually another wedding. So I feel like couples are veering more towards a smaller cutting cake, and that was what this couple did. They did some little cupcakes, and then this one was their cutting cake. But yeah, they wanted the pressed floral look, something that they saw on one of my other cakes. But they asked, can you do black buttercream? I said, I've never done it before with the pressed flowers, but I think it would look amazing, and it did. It was so many people were commenting on that picture, just loving it, and it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
So you had mentioned that they used that for their cutting cake, but they wanted the cupcakes. Do you do those obviously as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I do cupcakes. I did a sweet table back in February, but yeah, it's a lot of work. I did cookies.
It is.
Yeah, the little cake shooters, little tarts to eat, different flavors of cupcakes along with their cake that they're going to cut. So.
And what's nice is that, you know, you can kind of have this theme going and then just work together with it to just make it all come together.
Yes.
That is just, I'm just completely blown away by what you have done and how you've put it together. And how can people get in touch with you? Because I'm sure there are viewers out there that are seeing this and like, I want that cake, I want that cake.
Well, I have a website. It's bebethebaker.com. You can find that on my Instagram bio. And my Instagram handle is at Bebe the Baker, Bebe _the_Baker. is my handle. So they can just click on that, follow me, and find the website on the
Are you
bio.
on Facebook as well?
I am not.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I focus my attention on Instagram only because if I'm in two places at
Sure.
once, one of them, yeah.
Okay, so Instagram and a website, or is,
Yes, the
okay.
website is on
Okay,
there.
so those are the two ways to best get in touch with you, and I think the Valley is really lucky to have someone like you. Last question, how far out in advance do they need to let you know?
At least 2 months in advance. I like to, for celebration cakes, I open up my books 2 months in advance. For weddings, I open it up all year. That way they can book in advance. I know you didn't ask this, but something that's different about my cakes is they're all dairy-free and egg-free, catering to the vegans and those with allergies. So.
That's, you know what, and that's wonderful to know, because there are those people who have gluten issues or have food allergies, and that's such a blessing that you can cater to people who have those challenges and give them that special day without having any sort of reaction. That's fabulous. Well, Bebe the Baker, I am so glad that you came in today. I am just thrilled, and hopefully when you come back next time I get to sample some of it.
Well, have me back and I'll bring you something.
Okay, we will definitely have you back. This is Hope Roski with Weddings and Celebrations, and we'll be right back with you.